Everything bagel coming up. So we have 34 kilometers coming up, about 500 meters of climbing in that. So a little bit of a training and recovery ride coming up. So no real power restrictions today, but we're not going all out neither. It will be around the hour to complete this batch. Want a little bit of sweat going here and there, but the bigger part we should just relax. We're still working towards our Uberpretzel goal. So 500 altitude meters is a nice thing to add to our list at this point. And the sooner we're getting close to that tram bike, the sooner we can fix a date for the Uberpretzel. I think the climb we're doing now, not sure how it's called, but I think we'll have to do it a couple of times in this ride. This route zigzags through all of London. We can still feel the legs from yesterday. Yesterday felt really tough. The rest of the evening I was really tired of that big effort. That means it was a really good training though. Today's training will be a little bit easier. We'll still have a lot of climbing in it, over 500 meters, but it's split up into different climbs. We have some flat in between, so it should feel easier. And we don't have the race feeling, right? We're just racing ourselves. Try if we can manage this one under the hour, would be nice. It's 35 kilometers, so we should average 35 kilometers per hour. With all this altitude, it will be close. We'll see. We're going right this time, but I think we'll be here later on again and take the left side. This one is a little bit steeper and shorter. Let's try and beat that 30-day PR, which is at 5 minutes and 7 seconds. It should be doable, right? It flattens out a bit here. There we go. So first climb is done. We're at 130 altitude, so we have to do that about 4 times, I guess, in total. I'm not sure how this route goes. It went crazy all over the Central Park. So it will be a part on the top and a part on the bottom, I guess. About 35 kilometers in total. We'll have some flatter parts like this, where you can make some speed. And then there will be some climbs like we just did, to get the altitude boosted. But hopefully we'll be around the hour to complete the whole track. Decided to go with the climbing setup as well. It was still there from our yesterday race on the Lutcher. Since it was over 500 altitude meters, I opted to stick with it. There won't be much drafting going on, so I think I get more advantage with going with this setup than with the drafting setup. While we say that, we are sticking in this guy's wheel though, so a lot of people on Zwift these days. It's crazy how many people and dots you see riding. It's nice to see, of course. A couple of months ago, you would be riding here pretty much solo the entire time. And people are going for the craziest challenges these days as well, right? V Everesting, double V Everesting, and all the big tours. I see them coming past in events a lot. We'll be cruising. I think we might be close to level 28 after this one. Hey, baseball field. Nobody playing though. Almost 1/3 of the route. It goes fast on these flat routes. Everything we go down, we have to go up again though. Sure if it's going back. We should be around halfway. Hey man. Are you recovered from your rides yesterday? Because you did 2 rides, right? First the TT ride and then the climbing race with me. I sure would need a rest day after that. I went for a little bit of the longer route. I went for the everything bagel route. So the kickboxer is only 22, but this one is 35. So it's somewhere in between. We have a little bit of recovery and then we push a little bit harder on the climbs just to have that sweat going. No real pressure though. So with it, it's mentally pretty cool, especially the longer ones, and especially when you're pushing it. If you're just doing it as a warm-up, that might be okay, but if you're like pressing towards your FTP, that's insane. It feels like there's no time to rest in a TT ride. It's always push, push, push. Extremely mentally tough. That's why I went with the climbing setup for today. Still the same one as yesterday. But I thought it would be helpful to go a little bit faster up the climbs and just ease back down on the flats. Yeah, but your FTP updates if you push it in races as well, right? So unless you have been holding back in races, it's probably pretty accurate. But it's an insane number, man, 350. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. I really wouldn't be too worried about it. See you later, man. Thanks for hopping in. Half an hour to go for me. So I think we'll start the next climb of the New York Con pretty soon. And this time around we'll go probably the long way around the left side. And then do a big loop again towards the finish. The flats in the park, they don't feel as hard as in a race because we aren't obliged to push hard and stick to a wheel, so we can actually recover here really well and just have a good time on the bike, which is nice sometimes. Sometimes it might feel a little bit easier. It'll maybe add a few minutes to our total time in the end, but yeah, it gives the legs a little bit of breathing room. We've been doing rides and races every day, so not every day has to be all out, right? And on those shorter climbs, like 4 minutes, we up the ratio a bit. We let the blood flow through the legs and get the breathing higher, the heart beating higher. So we get out all the bad stuff from yesterday. And in the end, hopefully, we'll get another badge. Decided to go with a little bit of a longer one today. I was thinking about kicker boxer first, 22 kilometers, the same world, has 300 altitude meters, so it will probably be the climb only once, and then about the same route we did. But we have time, so we decided to go with the longest ride we have left in this world, and that was the everything bagel with 35 kilometers, 500 meters something in altitude. So it's great towards our goal in 2 weeks, and we have the big one done in New York. That means there's only easier routes waiting for us. I think it's just the kicker and the kicker in reverse that is left in London, in New York. I'm primarily focusing on the extra rolls because they're not there every day. And once we're getting close to finishing those, we can focus on Watopia, which is always there. Looks like we start to go up again. It'll first be a little bit up, then a bit flat again, and then we'll have the short climb. Once we get this climbing done, it will be pretty fast toward the finish. Guess that's the first little part of the climb. Then we have a bit flatter part to the next one. "15 kilometers to go for this lap." I wonder how accurate it will be, because some routes they tend to give you a little bit of false information. Normally the first banner that we pass after 35 kilometers will be the finish. I think one more bigger climb coming up in a few minutes. We'll head left and then go keep it going up and left, the long climb up. So it probably will be a little bit slower than the first time around, where we climbed it in 4 minutes 13 seconds. This climb might be a little bit longer because it's more distance to cover. It's a little bit less steep, but more distance. So far so good though. You can see every time it starts climbing, we are pushing a bit higher, going towards that FTP, maybe just above it, just to keep that heartbeat up. And then once it flattens out, we can relax just a bit. No need to push hard on the flats in training, right? This is a route you won't be doing much if you just go on Zwift. I've been doing it now for 1 year. I think it's only like the second or third time that I've done this particular part of New York. Most of New York has the comm in it. So the short climb, 4 minutes all out. And then it does like some loops in the park below. It doesn't often include this part of the sky. So these badges, they take you some places you don't come as often. And you have a goal, right? Like if you just ride for fun, which is the thing as well. You're just riding until you get bored or something. Now you have a number to chase. You have a finish to chase. So that's kind of cool. And you get a little bit of a present in the end with the badge and the extra experience. Especially after yesterday's race, we need to have a little bit of recuperation, and this is perfect for it. We have the altitude, we have the distance, we have the time, and we have the climbs to get the blood flow working, so it's perfect for us at this point. And we have nobody chasing us to go too much in the red. I was thinking about trying another race today. I decided not to. There were a couple of races that were interesting that started around this time. But yeah, for some reason it didn't seem like a good idea to go all out for half an hour or more. I think this is better. About 12 kilometers to go. I think we're getting close to the climb here. That last scum climb. Looking forward to finishing that. That means we have almost all the altitude meters done after that one. Let this guy pull us a bit. There it is. We see the climb ahead of us. So we'll keep going left here, I guess. And then instead of doing the same climb we just did, we'll keep the left side, go the long way around upwards. And then we should have most of the altitude meters done for this ride, hopefully. you can see, estimate time is around 5 minutes at this point. Exactly as you thought, you're going left. About 3 minutes left for the climb. Let's catch these guys. One more climb here to the arch. Close. Wanted to go another 5 minutes. Let's relax a bit on the downhill. little bit of tuck training. You go tuck as much as you can, right? Have about 8 kilometers left. We've done a lot of the climbing already. Should be somewhere in the 500s, so probably a few small hills coming up. And that's it. Was a good effort, both of them. It's the flat parts in those climbs that always kill my speed. If it's going steep, it's easy to maintain a higher wattage and a good flow. When it evens out, it's always so hard to maintain the same watt. You have to gear up a lot just to get close to what you were doing. And in that time, you will lose a lot of momentum and speed. I don't know if that's something that's my fault or I should do better. But it's hard because you're pretty fatigued of climbing, and then it requires you to push like a very high cadence all of a sudden for a short time. It's a nice training route though, because the climbs always require you to go a little bit heavier, a little bit harder, and if you see the climbs as the training parts and you see the flats as the recovery or relax or whatever, sweet spot parts, this route is really good for that, interval wise and distance wise as well. About an hour of solid training. Five more, boys. 3 more kilometers. 3 more. That's it. Two more. It should be the last 1.5 kilometers before we see a banner that will give us the badge. So we're close. Let's get the... Asta e bine clar, zi. Last kilometer advertised was 35.0, I guess. So let's hope that was right. This guy is pulling me towards the finish. That's a banner, that might be it, right? Maybe. If that's it. It's actually a little bit shorter. This should be it. Yeah, boy. So, good ride, good nice intervals. We had some relaxing points, we had some cruising points, we had some good effort parts, especially the climbs. We went on the normal pace that we would have done in a race. Legs are feeling pretty tired as yesterday and today combined, so we'll give them a good rest. It's only in the afternoon, so we have the rest of the day to relax and take a bath, and then tomorrow hopefully we'll be ready for a race. Looking forward to doing another small race. Climbing wise, we are right on schedule, so we don't have to get worried about that. So as you can see, our 1 minute power was good and our 5 minute power was good. That's the most important thing. And we are more than 500 meters closer to where we should be. So around 4,000 meters left, a little bit more than 4,000. 5,000 to be sure. So if we can keep going like 400 meters a day, we are on perfect schedule and we're not getting crazy optimistic. So that's the thing. So we should be doing the Uber Pretzel around 11th of May to get that tram bike. Yeah, boy. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed looking in a bit. It was an easier ride today. It can always be full gas like yesterday. But tomorrow we'll be back, and tomorrow we'll try to focus on a race. Hopefully a crit race where we can go all out and try to get some good positioning. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I see you guys in the next time.